Hello, hello, and welcome along to another episode of Freedom Chasers. Well, last episode, where did we begin last episode? It's always the hard question, isn't it? Were you guys on a boat? No, it was prior to that, right? Or post that? You guys had finished, like, individually flying off and talking to boats. And then you were in the cottage deciding what you were going to do, whether you were going to purchase it, etc.
I feel like it was the morning or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's always the morning, Elora. Always.
It was bloody William and Weary had just finished talking with Zadicus, I believe.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And then this is where you then had to engage with the children, right?
Yeah.
Dinari did the most engaging with children, took them off, and did what with them?
Did some fun alchemy stuff.
Blew them up, yeah. That's
I solved the problem.
You did.
You don't
have to worry about them now, they're in potions.
They're in potions. I think you guys you gave Zadicus a series of conditions, and Zadicus gave you some conditions. What were the conditions that you gave Zadicus?
You try to make me remember them all.
So I've got one that says let him be a child for at least an hour a day, and he said for some time. That was his agreement. Let him keep Ralph. Who or what is Ralph?
Oh, the baby deer familiar.
The baby deer familiar. Josh, where did we see Ralph the other day? We saw a baby deer familiar the other day. In something completely random. Is it a teddy or something?
Was it in the ice sculpture bit of Winter Wonderland?
Yes, it was. We saw an ice sculpture of Ralph. There we go. Excellent. I knew it was something, and I went, "That's Ralph!" Anyway, what other stipulations did you give him?
He would be protected, and he'd be able to quit if he wanted to.
And what stipulation did he say that he could quit when?
I can't remember if it was before he turned 18 or after he turned 18.
Until he turned 18. Until he turned 18, he could at any point quit, and Zadicus promised to put him somewhere safe where he could develop into whatever adult he chose to be without Zadicus's assistance. Once he hits 18, he must commit to the bit. Once he hits 18, he has to commit to being an apprentice for good. Yeah.
But he also didn't like the idea of him socializing with peers of his own age.
Yeah, he said that would, that would turn him into a backwards child. He was, he didn't want to lower his intelligence by letting him interact with idiots. He didn't say he would never let him socialize, but there was a sort of like a daily or a regular basis, and he was like, that's risky.
Yeah, I can't imagine that will cause any problems for him as it grows up.
Well, I think you guys agreed on the basis that Callum also seemed to have no interest in interacting with other children.
Yeah, but he's a kid.
Yeah. He's a backwards kid who doesn't want to socialize. He wants to be a wizard. Why would you take that away from him, Joshua? And then, Zadicus said he would, in exchange for Callum, teleport you guys to Senmar with the kids. He'll teleport you there one day and then collect you the following day. So you've got a day to secure. You can extend that. He'll offer you that today. He'll say you can spend as many days there as you like. Don't miss the wedding. And then, what was his conditions with Weary for buying the ship?
To pay him back within 10 years.
Yep. How can you pay him back?
In gold or in items worth such and such gold.
What were his other conditions?
That he be on her first maiden voyage.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like there was another one. but-
There is a third
Can't
one.
tell Seraphina.
Don't tell Seraphina.
You could pay him back in lap dances.
No, that was not part of anything. Don't tell Seraphina. He did stipulate that if she extracted the information from you forcefully in some way, he would forgive you. So once you'd
But he
made
wouldn't tell
the...
us why. What's so special about, like, him spending his own money, his own, assumably hard-earned money, that his wife should need to know about? He didn't tell us why.
He
Unless
owes
that
her
is-
alimony.
That was you guys' establishment, yeah. And then you guys went to the auction. How did that go?
There was a devil, Captain.
Yeah, there was a devil. How did you get him out the auction?
Hey, that guy's a devil!
We ratted him out. Yeah.
Pretty much. You used it sort of, use your true sight, and then realizing that he was a devil, Zadocus exposed him. Who else competed against you? Well, against Zadocus, I should say.
Like a pirate group.
Yeah, a couple of pirates.
And then
How did you get
also,
the? How did he get
yeah.
the pirates out of the auction?
Oh, I don't remember.
He had to pee.
I think that was the one that Jack was moving on to,
Are you
right?
sure? I thought it was the pirate that he sent off.
No, the important businessman had to go off and pee, and by the time he got back, the auction was over. He used suggestion on the pirate,
Cabbages or something
but he
like
needed a distraction to get you guys close enough so that he could do that. So you guys, there was some cabbage spilling, and some spell casting.
The guys were pretty, they didn't really like Zadocus. They were pretty suspicious of him. And Zadocus kind of wormed and snaked his way around.
Mostly because they can't do much. He hasn't actually broken any rules. He's just a bit of a troublemaker. Cabbages seem to fall on the floor every time he's near. And other such things. And then you purchased the ship for how much?
$100,000.
Careful what you
Don't make him pay that
chain
much
weary
back.
to.
I want to say 6,500.
You can say 6,500 if you want.
I thought it would
that
take
was
us a
much-
lifetime.
I don't mind if you spend 6,500, but I think it was less.
It was
No,
like
was it?
2,500 or 3,500.
Oh,
Was it?
39. Something around there.
it was exactly 4,000.
Oh, that's
4,000.
nothing. We'll collect
Collect that in no time, but do you want to lose the party's gold?
It's too late now.
To that. Weary's in
We've got
debt.
10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll fall out of friends with all of them by then.
Exactly. I might not know you guys. I might be dead.
I skipped over something. Osprey and Serena
Serena.
turned up at the cottage, right?
Mhm.
They moved in.
They did. They moved in for how long?
Too long is the correct answer.
3 days and 3 nights. She accepted taking in a child who was a big fan of her. Why?
Because she's always wanted to be a mother.
She had made
Just
promises.
doesn't have the time.
Because she'd made promises? Had she?
She felt like she owed it to Emily.
Why?
And
What?
Serena also wanted children because she said she would be back for her.
A little more extreme than that. She killed Emily's
mother.
parents. Yes,
Oh, that
exactly.
too.
Yeah, that too. There's the guilt that caused it. So she felt very responsible for Emily.
Why
So
did she
she,
kill them? Was it just a hit?
that was part of her job. No, her job was to collect children for the guild, Ospreys, and usually this just involves smuggling them out. But Emily's mother, it was specifically her mother. She didn't kill both parents. Specifically, Emily's mother was a town guard, and put up a fight basically. So Osprey killed her. Zadocus installed Callum in his house. And then post-auction, you guys went on the boat. What did William find in the... It's definitely not called the basement. In the lower holds of the ship.
Anything, really. There was nothing special about it. It was just some wooden design.
Is it called the keel?
On the outside, I think. The keel's the outside. We're on the inside.
Or the hull.
It was in the hold.
No.
Yeah, in the lower hold. What was this wooden design, Josh? And if it wasn't important, why is the DM bringing it up?
You tell me, because I tried my hardest to figure out.
You couldn't work out. You couldn't work out what was important about it, but it was important. I'll give you that. What was it?
Well, it wasn't the ship's heart or where the soul was contained.
No, literally, physically, what was it?
It
Circle.
was a carving. Well, but it was more than that.
It was a wooden circular carving, but the interesting part about it, in my personal opinion, is that it was a circle that was all the way through the hull, so it was visible from both the outside of the ship and the inside of the ship. If that circle was pushed out, what you'd have is a nice round hole in your ship.
So it's a butt plug. I found the ship's.
Sure, it's a plug hole. It's a plug. Perhaps the butt bit can stay where it is, but it's a plug. Yeah.
Is that important?
Find out next week on Freedom Chasers. We will see. Meanwhile, Weary had a little chat with the lovely Mary Rose, who was very pleased with your victorious purchasing. You introduced Dinari and Anivari. And then Zadocus turned up with a bit of a distraction. What did he bring?
Trouble.
He always brings trouble. Yes, supplies. He brought repairmen and supplies and lumber, and started fabricating and creationing all over the place. To get the ship, ready and right. But tis.
Mary also name dropped William to an unknown entity. FYI.
Yeah, that happened. That did happen. We can call it name dropped to an unknown entity. He introduced his friend to his beloved, if one prefers. You use whatever phrasing you want, William. Regardless. Good evening, Pyrus. Nice to see you. Let us begin. On the docks of Durbin, ye stand pondy boat. And as ye stand pondy boat, ye can see the gangplank that takes you down. Zadocus will say sort of, well, this has been a fabulous morning. Shall we reconvene a couple of hours over lunch and then we can organise this transportation of multiple children? And he says this very loudly and... you're all on the deck. He says this very loudly, and some of the crewmen some of the repairmen sort of look over at him a bit like transportation of multiple children. What do you purchase this boat for? But he says nothing more and just stands there with an ominous and creepy smile on his face.
Why are you yelling?
Am I?
Was Atticus?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. He said it very loudly. And he looks at you and I'm just. Pleasant day, you know. The wind is in the sails. I'm feeling wonderful, and sometimes that makes me a little boisterous, I suppose. Look at her. She's going to be fabulous, isn't she, Weary? How are you doing up there?
Sorry, what was that? What was that about?
He looks at you and. Fabulous day! Wonderful! She's going to be fabulous, isn't she? She's going to be fantastic! The Mary Rose! Yes?
Yeah.
Don't be too happy, Weary! This is all for you! Or should I call you Vivian? Oh, I tell you what, I will throw an advantage card at someone who is not Jack. Perhaps even Jack. If they can tell me what we discovered Vivian's surname was.
I remember.
Stevenson. I don't know.
I remember.
Okay.
It doesn't count for me.
Did Bumpkin or Elora note this down or remember it at all? It was... Oh. She's got it written somewhere. I love the way that Bumpkin goes into full researcher mode sometimes. She's like, I have this information, I will retrieve it right now. I want that advantage, can't you? I've got it. And...
Is it Vivian?
It's not Westwood, I know that much.
It's not that.
Is it Vivian Nahasapira Petalon?
What?
Yes.
Nahasapima Petalon.
Yeah,
Could have been.
Last name.
But not quite.
I'm from the same area and region, like cultural region is bloody Apu.
What's the verdict? Do we know?
And, Ferguson.
No. Jack, do you want to reveal all?
It's Vivian Everett's.
Everett's.
I thought
Yeah.
it was Emirates, but I knew that didn't sound right.
Yeah, I think when it came out, I was expecting something a bit more ridiculous. I was quite pleased when it wasn't quite so ostentatious and ridiculous. But yeah, he will look at you and say, "Are you pleased with our purchase, Viv?"
I am.
Well, seeing as we're all happy and smiles here, why don't we meet in... How about the cultured oyster? And, William, you would know of the cultured oyster. An incredibly expensive restaurant, known for its glass front, which in this day and age is just... an unbelievable expense. It has a glass front overlooking the harbour. And he says, "Lunch is on me."
How have I ever been there before?
No, your mother would have attended and left you behind.
No, that sounds right.
Just for reference, I am interpreting what Josh has given me as his mother. I'm not just being mean for the sake of it.
You're spot on. Yeah. And
Just in case anyone thought I was.
Like either.
Oh no.
You're right.
Yeah. Well, come on then, shoo. Well, we've got work to do.
You're not touching her. That's on me, mate.
But look at me. Without me, she does this. And he sort of relaxes his magic. And if you remember, like, he's currently holding the ship out of the water. And just for a moment, the ship sort of drops down. He's like, I'm vital to the cause.
I never said you weren't vital. I'm just saying I'm here.
Well and well. We'll be along shortly, you three. We'll catch up. Viv and I are going to discuss crew.
I'm already off the ship. Rolling my eyes.
You shouldn't roll your eyes when walking along a gangplank. Dangerous. Sorry, what did you say,
I'm a
Anivari?
bit wary before leaving, just to make sure that that's okay.
He gives you the nod. Dinari, would you head with Anivari? And William to the restaurant? Cool. What's the point, Mr. Joshua?
I was gonna say, now that he's forked over the cash for the boat, should we just jump in?
Good luck.
Can you just wish us to death?
Can't wish for anything.
Yeah. And he will look to you and say, "So, Big Viv, what's the crew plan? We're going to hire excellent sailors from lands far and wide. You're going to recruit some of your old pirate crew. What's the, turn them over to sandier shores or whatever the sea equivalent is of greener pastures."
We're gonna make sure she's safe. If we want to sail, we need 20. That's it.
Yeah, it's specifically 12 to 20.
From 12 to 20.
Yeah, 12 sailors and then a few other extras like a ship's carpenter or navigator or whatever.
Yeah.
And would you like to hand pick them from those seeking tickets? A ship's ticket is a sort of proof of a job done, and journey done. So many sailors are described as seeking tickets when they wait in and around the docks and are basically looking for work.
I think I'll be happy with half that have got their sea legs, half that are wanting to find their sea legs.
Green algae.
Yeah, make a new crew. Keep the wages low.
Ah, yes, you suppose you do have to pay them. That's why in my home I only use indentured servants. I suppose magical constructs might not make great sailors, though. Yes, well, I'll give them a 10 days berth for you, and then from there you can finance your outfit. Are you going to captain her?
I will captain with her.
Ah.
And with my friends.
Yes, all of them expert sailors. I've got to ask, my dearest Vivian. First of all, are you up to the task of captaincy? He leans in real close and looks directly into your one eye, like really creepily, and then he goes, well, that's marvellous. But I must ask, many of your duties are pondy land, as one might say. You do not choose to hire a captain in your stead. You'll just dock your sailors indefinitely while you attend to those. You're speaking of an inland wedding, teleporting to Senmar, you know.
I don't know if I have anyone to trust.
Well, a well-paid captain will usually be fairly trustworthy. The ship herself is trustworthy, is she not?
How about a well-paid first mate?
Aye. I could do that, he says. Gives you a big wink and says, no, I'm not going to be the first mate in the boat. Don't be ridiculous. Yes, we should find you an expert first mate, but alas, we won't find them until we're full of stomach. Or did you want to get the crew after you've done your little journey to Senmar and back? Perhaps not making them wait for a couple of days, or did you want to involve them in the repairs? So many decisions, Captain Vivian! What is it going to be?
We'll entice the repairmen, see if any of them are sailors.
With that, he turns and, excuse me! All of you workers over here! Anyone who's sailed before, come and line up in front of our great Captain Everett here! Sort of some of them just down their work, and 3 men and a female dwarf come over. 2 of the men are human. One of them looks much heavier, thicker set, a little bigger than human. You may give me a nature check. I suppose they are creatures in one way or another. Oh shit, I've gone onto the duck pod instead of the duck pond. D&D Beyond has been a horrific mess. If you have dice, use them.
Yeah, I'm trying to click my nature check, but it's...
Yeah, it's just being shit. You can just roll and roll 20 and add your modifier if you want.
Okay, yeah, okay, cool. I got a 3.
Yeah, that's good. Well done. You will see that he's a little thicker set than the average human. He moves in a sort of slightly unusual fashion, sort of almost sliding across the deck. And it is him that speaks up first, and truth be told, I'm a sailor become a repairman, not a repairman come sailor. I'd be glad to assist you in sailing, lad. Should you be looking for crew? I got in a little spot of bother back in the day. Everybody knows about it, so you'll find out soon enough. I stabbed a man to death. But I did it out of the goodness of my heart, and I do it again. So, I do have trouble behind me, but I'm looking for a fresh start.
Why'd you stab him?
I'm looking for a man to give me instructions, but not tell me how to live my life. 'Twas upon a boat where I signed on for one thing. I was to assist with the sailing of the boat and the capturing of the fish, you know. And then they told me that I had to leap on board another ship and stab other men to death, and I thought, well, this is time for a mutiny. And so that's what I did. I stabbed him twice, threw him overboard, took over as the captain, brought the boat back, turned it over to the pirate hunters, and it's, let's say it's tarnished my reputation a little bit. I won't pirate for you, lad.
We won't be pirating.
Marvellous! Then I'm an excellent sailor and good with a sword.
Alright. That's one so far.
The two humans sort of look over at you and seem to be shuffling nervously. In the mirroring of their movements, it's obvious to you that if they're not related, they're at least very close friends.
Okay. Names?
San. Ulma.
History with sailing?
1 year. We sailed upon our father's boat. We were... San sort of looks away and... We thought it would be our lives. He is gone. And so is the boat. We've worked the docks for 3 years since.
Will return to sailing return bad memories?
No! Sound speaks up immediately, and Ulmar says, no, but the reason we've not got a berth in 3 years is our father was... We believed him a spice merchant, but later discovered he was a spy for a noble lady in Durban. He returned information to her that she used against many people. People believe that we still have that network. We never did.
And your father didn't include you in the family business?
I think after our first year's sailing, we were to be inducted into that before he was assassinated. And the ship was... There's a word for it. Scuttled? Scuppered? Upside down.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I think it's scuppered.
Well, suppose we can.
Not like intentional capsizing and then pushing it out to sea so that the boat's never seen again. Not just turning upside down once. Yes, and they look at you and, we'll work hard.
And I trust you will. I'll move on to the next.
She gives you a toothy grin.
You look a bit odd.
She smiles at you and nods. And she reaches sort of beneath her. She's got like a very high tunic, and you see underneath it is leather armor. And underneath that, she pulls a sort of what looks like a very thick necklace. It's a string with lots and lots and lots of ship's tickets on it. Leather tickets. She holds them out to you. You'll see 3 tickets as first mate, 8 as second mate, over 20 as third mate, and countless as regular, because there's stamps on a ticket, and countless as a regular sailor.
Or maybe move on from so many positions.
She looks at you for a moment and she...
Mute.
Sadicus looks to you and... I could facilitate something, if you would like. She looks and she nods very vigorously, sort of agreeing to whatever it is.
Hold on a sec. Just be wary about this decision. Don't rush into this. You never know what he'll
I can allow you to hear her thoughts.
How much for that then, mate?
That is a simple spell, a cantrip, if nothing else. No charge. I'm as interested by the dwarf as you are.
That's good if I know what's going on inside her head, but what about my crew?
I just meant to facilitate your interview. I'm not giving it to you for the rest of time.
Okay.
You've got 10 minutes. And with that, he just sort of pokes you in the side of the head. As you look at her, she says, please, I'm looking for... Can you hear? Without moving her mouth, obviously.
Repeat what she said.
She said, please, I'm looking for... Can you hear?
Yes, I can hear.
Please, I'm just looking for regular sailor work. Now that I can't speak.
You have a lot of history aboard a ship.
216 years.
Do you have any specialities besides being first, second, or third mate?
Her thoughts flicker and you hear I was captain for a while. I was a merchant trader. No. I can fight, if I must, but I'd rather not. I'm quick to task. I know a boat. I have some carpentry skill.
Won't. Okay. Well, we hopefully won't be fighting. Maybe carpenter. I'll probably need a navigator. Are you proficient in
I know the stars.
those tools? Alright. Probably that then. Do you know how to read and write?
She nods.
Navigator it is.
Give me an insight check with advantage, Weary. You're very close to her right now, and it's fairly obvious that she's at least moved, and you can hear her thoughts.
That is...
That's a nature check. That's what that is.
Yeah. God, okay.
2d20 plus whatever your insight is.
Yeah, bloody hell. That is 17.
Yeah. You see tears welling in her eyes. She looks at you and just offers a heartfelt, thank you. If you need other crew, I know a small group that could help.
We'll need more of a crew. You didn't tell me your name.
Shit, I don't actually know her name. I do know her name, but I just haven't got it here. Where are we?
That's alright.
You hearing her thoughts to shoot? What is that again?
I think it's Beelzebub.
Her name is now shit. For what it's worth, I don't think you asked the first guy's name.
No, I didn't. I wasn't too worried about his name.
Okay, his name was Tiger. And she is called Beldira.
Beldira.
Yeah.
Right then. Right.
You weren't too worried about his name because you're leaving him here? Oh, okay, right. You just didn't mind what his name was.
I just didn't mind
Mm.
because like he'd be back, and he's just a regular crewman. I'm not too worried. And
She will look to you and say, Baldira, there are 4 dwarves. Young men. They work as kitchen staff in the old sea shanty tavern. They will work hard for you. And they're good seamen. They are my children.
well, the family always sticks together.
She shrugs her shoulders.
All right, I welcome them aboard. I welcome them aboard.
You'll need to speak to them. And ask
I
them.
will.
When she says that, you get the impression that she can't ask them. Not because she can't speak, but because they won't say yes.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And with that, you've got your 4 here, and Zanicus to a marvellous start. My great friend Viv, we should get some lunch.
All right.
To the cultured
What do you
oyster.
want, mate?
Whatever I want. Love that. Are you ready? Let's do it the fun way. Weary, he's going to teleport you and he up into the sky about 400 feet. And then featherfall you. As you step out of a dimension door and he's sort of, this way, lad, this way. He's sort of just drifting down slowly until you land outside the cultured oyster. But let us rewind and visit the cultured oyster. Anivari, William, and Dinari. William, would you be leading the way, knowing where the restaurant is, even though you have not been there before?
Yes, I will be.
Love that. Okay. As the 3 of you arrive at this fabulous glass-fronted restaurant a little way down the dock. For what it's worth, it's about a 600-foot walk. So it's pathetic that he's decided to teleport up into the sky and drift down there. As you drift down, as you head over there, you will see that you're being followed fairly obviously by a young man in his 20s.
Where's Jacko?
You look around, you don't see him.
Who cares? If I notice it, I'll send a message to Dinari and Anivari, and tell them.
Yeah, I mean, you all notice. Sorry, William, you're leading the way. All 3 of you will notice. This man is sort of walking sort of 5 or 10 feet behind you, and he's making no... he's not
around and like whip my robe around me dramatically.
Yes.
Can I help you?
Slightly more flamboyant than the oven mitts. As you do so, he looks at you and... I suppose you can. Are you in cahoots with the wizard Zadicus?
I don't know if cahoots is the correct
That's a
word.
strong word.
What's your problem with the wizard?
Problem? I have no problem with the wizard. None at all.
Then what do you need from us?
An introduction, perhaps?
Why do you want to be introduced to the wizard?
He's a man of great power, is he not?
What do you want power for?
He thinks for a long, slow moment, and he looks at you and... I would say that's between the wizard and I, but I'm assuming that won't assist me, so... I was wronged. I want back what is mine. I do not want revenge.
How was you wronged? I'm intrigued, and I like lean against my staff.
I was of noble standing. I should have inherited my father's estate. but he left the estate to someone else. And I think magic was involved.
Who did he leave it to?
Some noble woman. Some bitch.
Was this your father's lover?
I hope not. She is 20 years his junior. But I suppose it is possible.
What was her name?
Go. The temptation to just tell you Josh's mother's name, but it's not her. I'm really sorry.
I was fishing for it.
Her name was Lady Roberta Olstein.
The crazy thing is, I don't even know what his name is.
Well, no, that is also a problem, isn't it? Yes. Perhaps you can think of one in the next few years.
Well, we know where the wizard will be shortly, so you're free to come with us and ask him yourself if you'll help.
I can. Thank you.
Yeah, just don't walk with us. You don't need to stalk us badly in broad daylight.
Thank you.
See all these eyes. I can see you.
The robe. I'm Zolin. Dinari. You will immediately recognize that as a Tiefling name. He shows no indication of being a Tiefling.
Maybe he's a fan of the culture.
I guess he would know that
That's just a ridiculous sentence. Like he named himself. Maybe he did name himself, but just the way you.
Who would ever name themselves a tiefling name?
I know, right? That's just fucking weird.
Sorry, Bumpkin, I rudely interrupted you.
You said you suppose he would know that too. It's possible.
too. Yeah, I'd say then I guess on him saying what his name is, I'd kind of pop in and give him a look, like, why? Kind of like, what the hell? Like, we both know the undertone that's going on right now.
He looks to you and... I was raised in Astrium. Not by my own parents.
So, take it into the noble family in Durban?
Can we talk somewhere else?
With just us?
No, just not in the middle of this street.
Is the new quaint restaurant we're about to be going to secluded enough?
I can't afford to eat in the cultured oyster. I've been disinherited.
Well, I never had an inheritance, and I'm still going in.
He looks at you and...
But we're being paid for them.
Oh. Perhaps just around this corner. And he'll gesture around and he'll say... I was raised in Astrium until I was 12. By a pair of kindly tieflings. My elven heritage led to the city evicting me. They secured me a place in a noble household. I think there was an exchange of money involved.
Wait, you was allowed to be raised there? And then when you came of age, they kicked you out?
It's how it is there.
How'd you
Less awful than kicking you out when you're 12. Less awful than kicking you out before you're 12, I would suppose. The couple found me in the forest a little way out. I don't know how I got there.
And you expect the inheritance from the noble family who you suspect purchased you?
No. The Tiefling parents that raised me, I think they paid to have me put in the household.
Well, but if you weren't raised in that household and don't have any blood ties...
He loved me. He was kind to me. He was always gentle. He always told me he would include me in his will. Which is why I suspect there was magic involved. No, not even mentioned.
Alright, well, I guess, he could have left you something.
On his deathbed, I was there. No one else was. He was always kind to me. He loved me.
So is it that you want everything, or do you just want something?
I want to know when his will was changed. And if he intended to leave me things, I would want them. I now have nothing of the man that looked after me for 20 years.
Above table, as William was part of the nobility, would he know anything about the procedure of wills and inheritances? Like, is there a, because, in the real world, you have to be, of sound mind to, make changes and stuff like that, right? So is there something like that in this world?
Yeah. Usually, what do you call them? Like a solicitor, I guess, would have some form of way of assessing both mental capacity and intent. Where magical suggestion and stuff is involved, usually they have a way of detecting that. At least in big cities like Durban.
Unless it's cast on the solicitor as well.
Should I...
Well,
You're waiting for the wizard here?
well, I don't think I can't imagine he would have made a reservation. So, I guess we'll just wait outside.
Okay. I'm sorry to interrupt your lunch. It's just... I saw him at the docks. And I don't know who else I would turn to.
That's fine. As we wait outside, I can't do anything about this stuff. But I will activate my shift weave to look.
Less robe of Izzy? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so because we're going into
it's extremely fancy. You see looking in, there are women with sort of those ridiculously large meringue dresses. You see men in top and tails. You see everything is full of refinery. It makes that court event at the Nolvina look like a country farmer's market.
Yeah. So yeah, even though I'd still be holding my staff, I'll transform my looks and undo my hair.
Okay. Dinari and Anivari are wearing armor?
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be wearing my armor if I'm just going through the city.
So dressed fairly plain clothesy?
I guess it would be the poncho with the little willow tree decal on it.
Love that. Yes, after a short while, a Minotaur comes over from inside the restaurant and says, "No, Lloyd! Oh, are you being troubled, sir?"
Who's he saying that to?
You.
Me? No. We are merely waiting for someone. It's all right, but I will let you know.
You intend to dine here?
Yes, I'm just waiting for the rest of my party.
I apologize. He takes it. He gives a deep bow, so deep that his horns brush the ground, and then he returns into the establishment.
Has some ribs removed or something?
Minotaur are taller of torso than they are of leg, and also he has very long horns. So he sort of
Legs are like this long.
No, he stands sort of 9 foot tall, but sort of he's 4 foot leg and 5 foot upper torso, and then he's also got long horns, you know.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'll just kind of like wave him away.
Yeah, Zorlin sort of looks to the three of you and... How came you by the company of the wizard?
The wizard.
And I?
Unfortunately, we had some personal dealings with him and his acquaintances.
I see. Well, I suppose I don't, but...
But
thank
if
you.
there is someone who could help you, it would be him. He is very knowledgeable and powerful, but I would warn you that these things do not come with cost and not...
Do not come with cost?
Yeah, like, you're not going to get help for free.
So they do come with costs. The exact opposite. Yes, marvelous.
Anyways, you know what I mean.
The sentence was, just a little confusing. He says, I have little to offer, but I will do what I can.
You don't have to convince me. William kind of just stands there very awkwardly, don't really know what to say to this man.
Yeah, and then suddenly, Weary and a very resplendently dressed Zadicus, who has changed his outfit mid-air into a ridiculous sort of yellow and dark brown pinstripe affair, of sort of long, wide trousers and a flowing overcoat, and he also has on a huge top hat that looks like it belongs in a sort of in a circus maestro that goes out sort of it's yellow, bright yellow with sort of little brown lines, and he looks as the two of them sort of gently fall to the ground. He says, "Oh, such fun, Viv, such fun." No, he looks like a circus entertainer. Oh yes, in that sense, yes. This sort of.
Zadicus, this man.
Ah, yes. Of course, and I shall give it, because I am such a generous and giving human. I'm probably not going to help you, but go on, spit out your story. And Zorlin sort of repeats everything, and he says, a tragic tale. Unfortunately, we're about to have lunch. Tragedy and lunch do not mix well. Do we have a place on the boat for filed petitions, Viv? He smiles at you. He says, I'm going to get in trouble if I don't assist this man, aren't I?
I'll tell you what to do, mate.
How could you? Indeed, for I am the mighty Zadicus, and you are the great Captain Vivian. So you think somebody magically interfered in your inheritance and now you want your money back. Is that the gist of it? Not very interesting, is it? Do you have anything to offer in exchange? Kidney, perhaps? I don't know. What else could you possibly offer? He looks the man up and down. 4,500 gold pieces? I'm a little short on money today. Oh, you've got nothing, have you? Zorlin sort of... Please,
That's kind of the point, isn't it?
Oh.
He has nothing.
Well, exactly, which makes him 100% useless to me.
No, because you could do it as a no-win, no...
Pro bono.
Out of the good of my heart, William, is that what you are suggesting?
No,
Why
I'm
don't
saying
we-
that you
why don't we do it out of the
and
good of
then
his
you
heart?
Take a reward.
Ah, yes, how about I will help you, and if you have an inheritance, you can give it to me instead, and if you don't have an inheritance, I'll take a kidney.
Like, you need a kidney. Is that what
I don't know. What else is he going to offer? Zorlin sort of shrugs at him, and I could... I've got nothing.
You got nothing.
Well, do we need to be here for this conversation? Can you at least let them know that you want a table and we can go in and leave you to your business out here?
Why don't we all go in and take a table and this man can stay outside where he belongs? How's that for a solution? Any complaints? No, wonderful. Sorry, what's your name? Zorlin? We'll be leaving you here now. Have a wonderful afternoon. Come on then, lunch. And he will begin striding up towards the restaurant, expecting the four of you to follow.
I let out a very deep sigh. I just kind of shrug at the guy, and I walk in.
You can see he's devastated. He's holding back tears. He's on the brink of despair. He doesn't know what else to do. Like, he's just sort of... He tries looking pleadingly at you all, but also realizes there's very little any of you can do.
I will just murmur as I walk. As I walk past him to leave, I'll just say, "You're probably better off without him."
He just looks forlorn as you say that. What were you saying, Mary?
You might not have anything of, sort of value to offer that we think of. But do you have any skills? Do you have anything? Can you do stuff? Can you? What can you offer?
I write poetry. I can sketch. I read and write. I can figure.
Okay, hold on.
I have a noble education.
You have an education. All right. Long shot. I need a quartermaster on a ship. We can work out the rest later, mate. Have you got anywhere to go?
I've been staying at a friend's house.
And how long can you do that for?
Well, they've a certain number of guest quarters. I don't think they would put me out on the street.
Well, there you go. It's either that, or you can continue doing that, or you can take me up on my offer, but the offer's...
I appreciate your offer. I fear I and a boat would not combine well, and would not be to your benefit in the slightest.
That's fine.
Thank you, kind sir.
Good luck.
He nods, and then will hastily walk away, leaving you guys to go and have a lovely meal. As you enter, there is a gnome at the door who sort of greets you. It's quite ridiculous because the security is a minotaur and it makes the gnome look really, really small. As he sort of looks up at you and, welcome to the Cultured Oyster. Such a splendiferous opportunity to have you here. I understand you'll be seated with the great wizard Zadicus. Might I take you to your table?
Yes, please.
Ma'am, you are under no threat here. Care you to doff your armor?
No.
Very well. He nods and smiles and leads you over to the table. Anivari, give me a perception check.
Ooh. Actually not terrible. It was a nat 19, so 18.
Yeah, you just about catch him putting a sort of like a new cushion that looks like a slightly old cushion on the chair before you sit down.
I don't care.
Okay.
As we walk through the restaurant towards our table, within 10 feet, do I see anything intrusive?
You do, actually. You see a lot. There are unseen servants moving up and down the aisles constantly. You see a couple of invisible mage hands sort of moving. You see a bespelled broom that's sort of like just really tiny. It's like sort of 4 or 5 inches in a little brush. That's sort of zipping up and down behind you guys as you walk. And you will also see something I'm not sure you'd recognize. It's looks like a small floating jellyfish. About yay big. No, way smaller. Like, yay big. And he just sort of drifts around in the restaurant. And passes you a couple of times. Cool.
I don't see anything. Like, it's certainly noteworthy to me, but not noteworthy enough to, draw attention to it.
The gnome leads you up to a balcony where you see a sort of beautiful white clothed table. It's the very front table with a view straight out of the glass over the balcony. It's quite clearly the best table in the restaurant. There were 6 chairs, but one of them just seems to have vanished as he greets you, and he sort of says, well, if you'd all like to take a seat, perhaps we'll start you off with some iced water, perhaps some cold juice for the ladies.
Sure.
Just the water.
Very well. And he moves off.
Suspicious jackets because we're sweet enough.
And he returns shortly and puts the iced juice in front of Anivari. Sort of, it's a beautiful, like, twisted glass decanter with ice in it, and this sort of deep red juice inside. And next to you all, and wine for the table. Zadaka sort of looks, and the table's not thirsty, but we'll take a bottle. In fact, we'll take 2. Why not? We're celebrating, Oh, is that so? And yes, the great Captain Vivian Everett has taken over the Mary Rose. And we're celebrating his esteemed new birth.
Hey, just because you've learned my name doesn't mean you can start calling me what I'm...
Apologies! The great Captain Weary, tired of the world, has taken on a new birth on the Mary Rose, and will be the great captain going forward. He just looks at you, but it's just so rubbish.
What?
You've got this fabulous name, Captain Vivian. Captain Vivian Everett, and you've gone for Weary. I'm just a bit tired of the world. Everything's a bit shit. Spice it up a little bit. How about Weeradicus?
Yeah, maybe for you, mate. Maybe you can be Zadicus.
He looks at you, we're Estri. Or, I don't know, maybe drop the weir bit and just be, Estri or something. Just be eerie indeed. 2 beautiful bottles of wine come over and they serve all 5 of you a glass of wine from this sort of... all red wine. And this sort of, again, this crystal decanter is set at the center of the table. And after he pours the water, you'll notice it refills itself. And he says, we'll be having the full tasting menu. Zadicus, before any of you can answer, says, yes, for all of us. Wonderful. And after a short moment, there is a sort of procession of young, fairly lithe female elves, all carrying trays that come towards you. Sorry, Josh, you were going to say?
I was just going to say, is the red wine fruit-based, flower, oat?
How's William's nose for wine? Let's find out. You may give me a culture check.
Cope.
Yes, but how good was the wine you filched? Let's find out.
I'm gonna add a card.
Yes, the most important of cards you'll ever add. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world, especially with Zadicus at their side.
16.
It's a full-bodied red with a slight hint of oakiness to it.
Thank you.
It is exceptionally smooth. And yes, this procession of lithe elves come bearing trays, wide sort of marble plates, which are hugely impractical and obviously very heavy, are placed in front of you. On top of these is 5 little small odd-looking treats. One of them is a small white square wrapped in an orange thin foil, perhaps. One of them is a sort of a squidge of sauce with a little flour on it. One of them is the smallest little bowl you've ever seen, and it contains a sort of white and orange liquid. And finally, there's a tiny little flower upon which sits what looks like a small piece of shellfish.
And I eat this.
Zadicus looks over to you and says, well, quite like this. And he just picks one up and the gnome sort of announces, clam 5 ways.
These are all clams.
5 different ways of enjoying clam, indeed. We have a small clam broth just there with sudachi. We have a little bit of a sort of clam and melon sauce there. That is cream of clam just there, a little squidge of sauce. That there is a cubed clam pickled. And finally, the little bowl, no, the little bowl's the clam chowder. The little flour contains a whole clam gently roasted over magical fires. There's 5 bites each.
Fuck me, that's good.
It is absolutely unbelievable. Even to William's slightly more trained palate, the level of food here is sort of like 5 or 6 steps up.
I'm kind of like, taking a bite, like, if you pretend this is a wine glass.
Mm-hmm.
I can't, like...
I'm having a hard time pretending. You'd be better off just taking the hat off and using that as a wine glass. Or the cup as a wine glass, I guess, yes.
Like, I'm getting notes on the egg. Or perhaps dried leaves.
You got dried leaves in your wine.
Zadicus looks to you and, we're all eating and drinking the same thing. You don't need to describe it. So tell me, maiden voyage.
I feel the need to describe how to eat it.
Because he asked.
And I was explaining the possible ingredients that are in the wine. Is that an issue?
No, but I think we could find more exciting topics of conversation. So let's talk about this maiden voyage.
Oh no, let's talk about your money problems. Why don't you want your ex-wife knowing about how you spend your money?
Well, if we must air the laundry at the table, why shouldn't we? Juicy gossip indeed. No, I have 2 reasons for her not knowing. The first is quite simply that I like to keep everything secret from her as much as possible, because she always takes too much interest. And the second is that, well, we divided our treasuries upon splitting. I may have magically hidden some of the contents before we split them up.
So you're a thief.
An excellent one. Besides, I brought in more money than her, and she lived in the tower. It was my home. She doesn't need the money. She lives in a shack. He's not wrong. She does live in a shack.
Don't suppose she lives in a shack because you have the money.
No, yeah, she took plenty. She took plenty. I don't know what she's done with it. Purchasing kidneys, I would guess. He giggles at you.
Because he hoarded all the money, got a posh tower, with a shed out back.
She took hundreds of thousands of gold. I don't know what she splurged it on. But, money's a sensitive topic for her. I'd rather she didn't know I'd lent you some. That's why she might start asking me for handouts.
Is that what I got? A handout?
No, yours is a licensed loan. She wouldn't pay me back. With a huge bow, the elves come and put 3 pieces of bread next to you. It seems ridiculously ostentatious for just bread. One is a lightly toasted sort of wedge. One is a sort of large slice of sourdough. And one is a small piece with little currants in it. And then they place a crystal butter decanter at the center of the table.
As this gossip is happening, the only thing that's bringing Dinari entertainment right now is this little game where it's like once Weary takes an oyster and eats it, she takes like the same one off of her plate and just like places it directly where Weary took his.
Give me a sleight of hand check with advantage because Weary's distracted right now. What's your passive, Weary? What's your passive perception?
My passive perception.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good.
I think it's 16. 14. Oh, 14. Okay. How'd you do?
That's a 19.
Hey. Yeah. Yeah. You look down. You're sure you've just eaten that bite. Noticing this, Xanacus is going to mage hand his piece, sort of. On the side of your plate, Dinari, so you can do it again when he finishes the next one. He's just got a little chuckle on it, on him. There was only 5 bites, but Weary's getting 15, exactly. Not oysters, clam. Clam 5 ways, I'll have you know.
Ooh, sorry, yes, clam.
The gnome would be offended, nobody else would. Yeah, you've now got 3 little slices of bread, and then coming out is a beautiful sort of single dish that has like moving images in it of water and the ocean. On top of that is a second dish that comes out, and it looks a little bit like sort of a spout or the top of a sort of whirlpool coming out. And placed upon that is so a tiny little cracker, a little piece of meat that looks like it's sort of very flaky in texture on top of what looks like a sort of pale white foam. And you will be informed that this is crab with crab cake and crab consomme.
I'm just at this point.
It's just one bite.
I'm continuing this.
That's it.
With like,
you try and get the whole thing in, try to scoop it up, and like, as you do this, I think there is no way that Weary won't notice that this sort of dish arrives in. And whereas you look down, you know you've just eaten that, and you sort of look down and you see this crab refill, and a little hand just move out to the side.
Either someone's giving me food, or this is refilling magically, or some whatever. Xanacus.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
What happens if I
One moment. Sorry, Weary. He looks over and let him in and bring him up. Get him a chair.
It's the guy, isn't it?
I wondered where he was.
And no, suspended in midair is your good friend Jack by the Minotaur, and he sort of puts him down on the steps and leads him up. They bring over a chair for Jack and then put 2 cushions on it so he can sit a little higher. He says, the security here is insane. It's only a restaurant, isn't it?
It's not just a restaurant. Have this. And I give him one of the crab things.
How do I eat it?
Just eat it. Just shove it in your gob.
It's fish.
Yeah, well, it's crab.
I hate a crab.
Yeah, you ate crab.
He leans over and takes your piece of bread. Starts sort of eating it. That's a lot. He reaches over for a glass of wine, but Anivari, you're more than... Either one of you can stop. And then a decanter of this beautiful red pomegranate juice. Even though you've still got 3/4 of yours, Anivari comes over and they pour him a glass, and he sort of... I'm sticking to this. Sorry, you were saying, Weary, Xanacus will say.
Yeah, you just go and... You mentioned that, your ex-wife won't pay you back.
Uh-huh.
What about if I refuse?
Then I'll banish you to the realm of Tartarus. Or something.
Curious.
Give me an insight check.
James, I have a above table question.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in our world, usually white wine is paired with a fish, and red wine is paired with meat.
White wine is incredibly rare here. It's reserved for quite special occasions. White wine came a lot later. And it's just, it's reserved for really sort of like very specific things. It's often very sweet. So you'll often have dessert wine, which is white, but you won't tend to get white wine with dinner. How did you do on your insight check, Rory?
Yeah, non-natural 20.
Yeah, he's just bald-faced lying to you when he says he'll banish you to Tartarus. It seems like he's not sure he'd punish you at all. He seemed very... Like, it's quite clear to you at this point that he's very fond of you for some reason or other.
I don't think I pushed further.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Sorry.
What's that again?
No, I didn't realise I wasn't muted. The cat just walked over and just swiped everything off the table and left. Like, where's the name? It was just a teddy bear and a bowl of kitchen roll, but it was all paper towel. It just was so unnecessary. Sorry, you say you don't think Weary is too bothered at this point?
Look, like, if he lies to me and you know, like at this point I'm just like, yeah, fucking, he is a liar. So it's like, what can I do with that information? You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna Weary's not gonna call him out. It's just, all right, whatever you say, mate.
Yeah. Following up, you'll see breaded and deep fried shrimp with 2 separate sauces, both from lobster, one a bisque and one a cream sauce. And then there's a sort of like little powdered mixed spices around the shrimp. And what looks like the head of a fish, just on the side of the plate, looking straight up at you, both eyes. And in its little open mouth is what looks like a lychee. Gross.
Anivari's having a field day. I'm just saying, she loves this.
I pick up the eyeball and I go to Dinari. I go, there's a myth, if you eat the eyes, gives you good vision of people's souls. And I pop it in my mouth.
Anivari, Jack is just going to tap you on the elbow and just slide his plate towards you.
Here, eat the fried shrimp. It's really good.
Eat the what?
The fried shrimp. Here, I'll eat the fish head. You can.
Is it also fish?
It's shellfish.
So much better. He sort of goes.
It really is.
All right, that was kind of nice. The bread's good. The meal continues with various other fabulous meal courses, including some actual meat. You receive some pork, some thin sliced beef, and then finally a little tiny clam risotto. And then dessert is this sort of very clever, like, coconut mousse with a little sorbet layered within it, followed by very expensive-looking small chocolates, each which contain different flavors, including coffee, chili, and almond. And then finally a small single scoop of sorbet, which is kiwi sorbet. Very exotic here. As you guys enjoy your meal, I will tell you that a meal here, you don't need to do it because it won't make much difference. You're going to long rest soon. But a meal here gives you a +4 to all stats until the end of your next long rest.
Jesus.
Finally.
Charisma! Nevertheless, Zadocus will pay the bill, which is just over 1,400 gold pieces. So you probably won't visit anytime soon. He looks at you all, and my gift! An excellent adventure we're all going to go on together, but we have an adventure before the adventure. Oh, shit. He just at you one moment, and just disappears out of his chair.
So exhausting.
Comes back to his chair and he says, "Don't worry, Callum's still alive." Anyway, we have another adventure. We are taking you all to Senmar in the morning. How long would you like to stay there?
is just there to make sure that the kids get into the school not long, right?
A month?
We have a wedding to attend.
He laughs.
I think a day should suffice.
Drop you off at dawn and pick you up the following day evening?
Sure.
Wonderful. Well, in that case, I shall see you at dawn. Anything else? Do you need my accompaniment, Captain Weary? With selecting your last crewmates, or will you be fine without me?
I'll be fine.
Great. Here. And he sort of like shoves you what was clearly going to be the tip for the server. And it's 30 gold pieces. We'll say, get yourself use that for your first lot of salaries or something.
Thank you very much.
Oh, so magnanimous. As he sort of stands up, he's going to glide down the staircase and goes to everyone out loud, Zadocus is leaving. Have a wonderful afternoon. And then he pats the Minotaur on the side of the cheek and comes outside, or walks outside, and then just gone. Did you use a calculator to get that together? That is so worth it. 2% tip. Yeah, service was included, so it was a little extra, if you will. You guys are sat at a table with the remnants of the wine, the remnants of the juice. Jack is attempting to steal everyone's dessert bowls after you've finished and sort of scraping out the sorbet with his finger. He's very pleased with it.
He's gonna hit the jackpot with me. I say anything that I didn't sneak over to Weary's plate was probably largely untouched.
Does Dinari disdain the food here because it's overly fancy? Does it just upset her stomach, or are you just not interested because it's coming from Zadocus?
I think it was mostly just because of how ostentatious it all is. It's just like these people would spend the rest of their lives outside of this building turning up their nose at her like it to then like present her with this like sorbet and stuff. It's just like it kills her appetite.
Yeah, Jack will be over the moon. He turns around to Anivari and goes, are we coming back here sometime soon?
No. Tell you that.
Oh, I will. He sort of looks and given their security, it's probably not worth trying to break in for food, is it?
No. You will be arrested, and possibly worse.
Oh. You're being followed. All of you.
Yeah.
Oh? You never notice anything. You noticed?
The man who was walking 10 foot behind us, or was there another one?
No, the man who was walking 10 foot behind you. I found out who he is. Do you already know who he is?
Yeah, we do.
Boring. That was me thinking finding the disinherited son of the Minister of Justice was exciting.
It's not.
Yeah. Well, anyway, rumor says that he was magically swindled out of his home. That's cool, isn't it?
That's what he says.
Wish we had it. Maybe Zadocus did it to get the money to pay for the boat.
You knew he was following us, and you didn't see him talking to us?
Well, I tried to pickpocket him, and the only thing he had on him was this Minister of Justice card. So I went and found out who he was. I asked some questions. There's some rumors. And by the time I got back, you guys had come into the restaurant. He was running out, crying outside, and trying to get through a glass-fronted building. That's just cheating.
So what do you think? Do you think that the woman, 20 years the senior of the head of the house...
Junior. Josh. She's 20 years younger. Okay.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
That's right. I don't know, but she's very rich now. She wasn't before.
Maybe you should be a detective. That's good, honest work.
It's like a spy, but boring.
What's
You
boring
get to do all the cool spy stuff, but then you have to, like, turn up at the right time and, report to the guard. Way boring.
Civilized human being, yeah.
Yeah, as opposed to, like, stealing
private
secrets
detective.
for the king. That sounds fun. What do they do?
Same thing, but without having to report.
Yeah.
Isn't that just a spy?
And then when you get older, you can turn around and be like, I'm getting too old for this crap.
I'll keep that in mind. He looks to you, Anivari. Isn't that just a spy?
What do you think a spy does? Generally, a spy
Get paid to find out secrets?
Generally, a spy is employed by the... what's the word?
Establishment.
Rich people?
Establishment.
Elite.
There you go.
Okay, so it's a spy for individual jobs instead of for a king or something. Does this place even have a king? No, it doesn't. It has the 5 ship captains. I suddenly realised I've asked you a lore question. That's kind of harsh, isn't it?
Eyes just glaze over.
Why don't you know? Durbin is ruled by the 4 ships. There are 4 captains. The most famous and usually seen as the de facto leader is Captain Lastlight.
Now, Durbin's ruled by 5
Alright. Why is there a king? What about the Gold Emperor dude? The Sultan?
What about it?
I work for him. You do all heard of the Golden Sultan. He's known as the richest man in the world. He rules Marigal over here.
Is Marigal part of Enterreach, or is it...
Yeah, it's the biggest city in Western Enderich, and it's the biggest city probably in the world. It's almost 5 million people there. It's
How are you
like...
gonna get there?
Can you just get a boat?
We're your personal travel agent now?
What's that?
Someone who organizes travel.
Makes sense. Well, I don't know. It's just an idea. All right.
The trouble with being a spy is that these different establishments generally don't like it when they discover that you're a spy for not them.
Well, that's why you got to be good. But
Well, it
this
takes
private
one
investigator thing sounds a little bit safe work. I need a small town to establish in. A small town with lots of problems.
Well,
If only you knew one, right? A problem for another day, he says. Are you sure we can't get one more dessert?
Are you paying for it?
Oh, the sherbet.
I mean, he looks over to a table a little way away, and you can see, like, he'll just lean into you, Anivari, and just say, his whole coin purse is just bulging off the side of his suit.
No.
He doesn't need it, does he?
Yeah, you don't know what he needs it for.
Whores. Alright, fine. Let's go. Wait, I don't make that decision, do I?
No.
No, you don't. I don't use words like that.
Can we go now?
Lead the way. March him out.
Yeah, all the way back to the cottage. You guys have an evening. Is there anything specific you would like to do in that evening before taking rest?
Like
And
to cram in as many combats as we can with a +4 to all of our stats.
got any for you?
I think the 4
Sorry.
of us need to gather up. Because there's a conversation we haven't had.
Yeah. Serena's girlfriend, whose name has just completely left my brain. Osprey.
Serena Osprey.
Osprey, yeah. Osprey will reach you when you get back to the house and just say, kids are all tucked up in bed. Shall we talk after after you guys have taken the kids to Senmar? About, like, future plans?
I think that would probably be best. Sorry, there's just so much going on.
Yeah, it seems that way. You seem super busy. Do you mind if Serena and I head out for a bit?
No, please, you've done a lot.
Thanks. I'm gonna go get a drink or 3. She smiles and the 2 of them will head out. Jack looks over at you and is like, I'm going to bed.
Brush your teeth
Night.
first. You had so many cups of sherbet today.
Yeah. Then he will head off. You notice after like 1 minute, his head slinks. Yeah, his head sort of. So there's no taps in this cottage, but his head does like appear around the corner of the head, and he just sends him back off, and he actually absconds. And truth be told, he's had
Now I'm gonna go.
he's had a long time.
I swear to God.
He's had a long, tiring day. He is actually asleep, and it's just the four of you chilling in El Room de Living.
On the way back, I would have transformed back into my regular pose.
Yep.
I mean, at this point, I would have let my hair down because it's the end of the day, but I would
Yeah.
have had it back.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm already kind of walking over to the couch and sitting down and like looking up, like knowing that there's gonna be a chat.
I'll just move over and sit down, kind of not sure where to begin. Have I said thank you to all of you for dealing with my chaos? If I have, I'll just say it again.
Thing I need to respond with. Oh,
I missed it.
Go, Jack.
I think I need to respond with a thank you of my own in whatever is going on with me and you know, Zadicus and the ship and me sort of going against advice and the like and just doing something selfish.
I don't mean to make this a contest or anything, but I think I'm the one who has to express my thanks the most. I know my aloofness, it's the hesitation that it's caused has not been doing this group any favors. Especially in this is a very tumultuous time.
I'm kind of like lounged on the sofa, like with my head like back, like looking at the ceiling. As you all say this, you're all welcome.
Fucking asshat.
And you're all welcome that I don't bring any baggage.
None whatsoever.
What have I brought?
Didn't Weary
whatsoever.
didn't Weary sacrifice himself to a witch for your benefit?
I didn't bring that to them. I just
The only thing that you have brought is the weight of your corpse on my shoulders.
You didn't have to carry it.
I do not say that out loud.
Okay.
There's a bug too. We think, but we don't say.
So, tomorrow, I guess, we're taking all of these kids to a school. I don't know anything about getting them into the school. Half of them, I don't even know if they're telling me their real names. I don't know if they expect me to pay a tuition.
We got money.
Do we?
You think we have
Come a little bit.
to pay tuition?
Give me a history check, Anivari.
We have like 900 gold. It's got to be enough.
You sure that's not a
Not if
culture
the-
check?
Not if the school's like a boarding school until they're like 18.
Give me a history check to remember something you've been told.
15.
15? Yeah, you were told that they'd taken waifs and orphans with no family, mostly who've died as guards or soldiers. It's unlikely they just charge the nearest random person for their tuition.
I mean, yeah, but I'm dropping off like 6 of them.
Yeah, it's possible they might ask for a small donation, but it's unlikely to be a full paying for tuition. It's also much more of a residential home than it is that also is a school, as opposed to just a place for teaching.
So, speaking of doing this tomorrow, Dinari,
I don't want you to take this as the thought that I don't want to. I don't know if I can. I've been pushing my luck enough, just being out these past few days. To be honest, I'm a bit stuck, honestly.
Do you want to work in your family's business for the foreseeable future?
Well, I do. I don't, but I do. You know, I like the work that I do. I think it's useful work. I'm good at it. It's just maybe I'm not the most happy with the conditions that have caused me to be in that position.
What makes you so afraid?
Afraid of what?
Afraid of living the way you want to truly live?
I just don't want to hurt anybody. I guess I've been taught to be so selfless before, taking the initiative and doing things for myself. It just, I've been told that it's selfish.
What part is selfish?
Doing what I want for myself when I know that there are people who need me.
Can't help everyone. You also can't please everyone. And no matter what choice you're gonna make, someone's not gonna like it for whatever reason. The last person you should be betraying is yourself.
It's hard because that sounds logical, and it is, and some part of me does acknowledge that. There's just a very big other part of me that's been taught to hear that and resent it. And that part of me is rooted deep.
You know the kids upstairs. Do you believe that as they get older, they can put away what's happened to them as kids and live a good, fruitful life?
I don't think it's something that they can ever put away fully.
No, of course. But do you think they can overcome it?
Don't know if it's overcome, but rather learn to live with it.
Sure.
Do good, even
If
with
that's how you prefer. Do you think they can?
I can see it going either way, honestly. It depends on them.
Well, this depends on you. Do you want to live a life where you're bound by what you think will be a bad outcome? Or will you, like, I didn't grow up with you. I don't know your relationship with your parents. I have barely met them. And I'm sure that they may be upset with your life choices of what you want to do or where you want to go or anything like that. But I'm sure that they are good parents. I'm sure that they'll come around eventually. Perhaps they just need time to adjust and see you in a different light and see that you're your own person, and maybe you need to see your own person too. capable of making your own decisions. Even if that decision is to stay, let it be a decision you're making for you. Don't let it be a decision someone else is making for you.
That might have been something that was on the table if I had maybe dealt with me leaving differently. But at this point, that hope is dead.
Why?
The weeks before I left Durban, I got into a really big fight with them before. We've had scuffles in the past whenever I've brought up the idea of leaving. But it's never gotten as bad as it did that day. We both said, I mean, my parents and I, we both said some extremely vile things to each other. And we never really got to resolve it. It was just to let the matter rest when my mother thought I had gone too far. And it ended like every other argument where I'm just allowed these feelings to fester. And the day that I met you guys on the caravan was the day that I left a note on the living room table, essentially declaring that they were dead to me.
What exactly did they do or say for you to react that way?
Where do I even start?
I read a story once that says start at the beginning. It's a very good place to start.
I try to find some sort of middle ground at the idea of you know, I express a desire to leave, they express a desire to stay. First it was trying to find maybe even just a short time to leave and then come back and then gradually increase that length of time gone. But my parents don't get that desire to leave, so they questioned my intentions for wanting to leave at all. My father thinks that I don't truly appreciate the work that we do and everything that my parents have instilled in me for the past few years. And a really insecure part of me does believe that in some way. It feels like they had a daughter and then didn't know what to do with her, so created a job where she acts as a bodyguard for people who are already far gone. I implore the teachings my dad taught me, and I fight with the techniques that my mother taught me. I am a perfect copy of them. I express the desire that I am my own, or at least I desire to be my own person. That I want to grow up and learn how to be my own person. I shouldn't be guilted into living a life that is most convenient for them. And they just brush it off as some sort of lame excuse to run from my responsibility. In the end, all my father sees me as is a cynical, selfless, spineless person.
Wow, what a bunch of dicks.
Watch your tone. he might be harsh, but he's taught me everything I know.
That doesn't mean he can treat you however he wants.
It doesn't mean I should have treated him the way that I did.
How did you treat him? By saying that
left
you
him.
wanted your own life?
By leaving without having the courage to face him, brushing it off as just saying that he was dead to me, and then coming back a month later, literally with my tail between my legs.
But if we put the note to one side for a second, it sounds like you did try to approach him,
Multiple
and they
times.
didn't want to hear it.
It's our personalities clash a little too much. We have these conversations and they devolve into arguments. But each time we do get, at least I'm hoping we were getting closer to finding some sort of middle ground in some sort of civilized way. But it all just crumbled that night.
Maybe you need a mediator, someone impartial, so that it doesn't get out of hand.
I hope you're not suggesting it be one of you.
I don't think we're impartial.
Yeah, I wasn't suggesting us either. I think that would be a horrible idea.
Good.
But it could be someone.
Our family's a little too hesitant, too cautious of outsiders. People outside the family business.
Well, then, look, you can only help someone so much. You can't, you can take a horse to water, but you can't force it to drink. Eventually, you have to let people sit with their decisions.
I feel like I know that this final confrontation has been on the horizon. It's just really hard to know that it might be happening tonight.
Well, we can be with you if you want us to. Even if all we do is just wait outside, in case you need something.
Yeah, I think that might be nice. I definitely don't want to invite you guys into the home and put you into the line of fire.
We would
Yeah, I don't
stand
think
there
they-
if you
I don't
wanted us to.
think- Yeah, I don't think they like us anyways.
You feel that the way he sees you, is more true than the way you see yourself.
I mean, it fluctuates. I mean, we all have days that are harder than others. When more negative self-talk bubbles up to the surface. On those days, yeah. His thoughts win. But on other days, I know if I stay in Durprin, the rest of my life, we know exactly how it's going to play out. But outside of that cemetery, it's been pretty much guaranteed that I am now the one holding the pen when it comes to writing that script.
It is it? Because I feel that there might have been a self-fulfilling prophecy. You fled. He was unhappy and said that you should return and that you might return. And you returned. Tail between your legs. Your words. Did you have to return? What made you return? Truly.
I thought being cooped up in the perimeter of that cemetery would do the world more good.
Why?
Within a month of leaving a group, or leaving the cemetery, I found a group that, for reasons I didn't understand, took me in. And within that time, I watched half of them die.
Why isn't it my fault that William died? Why is it your fault?
'Cause isn't that why I strut around, in this leather armor? I carry all these weapons.
Anivari sitting there on the fucking sofa in like, huge iron. What are you wearing? Is it chainmail?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's adamantine plate.
Oh yeah, of course it is. You got just like she's got a whole shoulders and everything. Like the sofa's like the sofa's like.
I'm covering my
bit of
eyes.
a rubbing metal noise.
The glint of the firelight from the armor is just like blinding me. A
Stop
little
blinding, yeah.
Sorry, but it's just the image of you saying, "This is why I'm in this leather armor." But it is true.
Yeah.
So where does all this guilt come from?
I don't know if there's a few things in this life that I can consider myself somewhat good at. And the two things are meant to be fighting and alchemy. If I can't fulfill those roles, if I can't do my job, I really don't have much else.
I don't think you're meant to be good at anything. I personally don't think that you're limited to just 2 skills.
Kind of just put all my eggs in one basket for my life so far.
Yeah, but your life's not over. You can pick up new trades, new skills, new abilities,
New baskets.
new eggs.
It's why I want to stay. And I'm happy. I mean, with you, I want to stay with you.
It's the first time that I've really heard that, so that's a big relief.
Yeah, you see William deflate back into the sofa after being like sat on the edge, talking to you.
Guys, I hate to interrupt in the middle of roleplay, but I think on that thought, we are going to take a very short break because we're overrunning our break by quite a long way. Be right back. Hello, and welcome back to the second half of the Freedom Chasers. There were 4 people ponder sofa, and Dinari was saying that she would be very comforted if the group would come with her to confront her parents, but wait outside. Was there things left to be said? I think there were, but I had to interrupt them because I really need the bathroom. So please carry on as you were. Or don't. Also a valid option. Does anybody have anything left to say, or was it time to move?
Word vomiting. So.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't 3 years. It was a short part of the session, but yes. The group all encouraged you to tell their parents you wanted to leave and that they would be with you. Is there anything further that anybody in the group wanted to add to that? Or is it time to go confront the Grimmeths?
Dinari, I once had a navigator that was a part of the crew of this merchant vessel. You tell me one of the best pieces of advice that I think I've ever heard. So you can't use someone else's map to find yourself. Do with that what you will.
I appreciate you sharing it. I'll definitely think about that at least from time to time. Sorry, my mind is really just elsewhere right now.
Understandable.
Gotta be giving up a lot for a whole bunch of people that I met a month ago.
I feel like I've known you a lot longer than that.
I like that.
I'm gonna go to the kitchen and get everyone a gem top.
Put on your apron first. Get the gloves. Get the tart.
I'll pick them up with my toes so that I'm not touching them.
You know what, William? I really need you to wear your apron to my house. That's what's gonna give me the courage.
No, I guess we're leaving you then.
Cool. So we're jam tart in hand. Is it a trip to the mausoleum? It's not quite a mausoleum, is it? But we'll go with it. I like the sound of it.
There's a mausoleum on.
It's a trip to the Hallowed Gardens.
Yeah.
I think as we start to exit the cabin, I kind of just stopped dead in my tracks. I can't. There's 7 sleeping children upstairs.
Leave the horse to look after them.
Oh, there are
Where's Nor when you need him?
I've just taken all your babysitters away. Do you guys want to wait until Celine and Serena and who's Celine? Do you want to wait until Serena and Osprey come back? Because they won't be all that long. They went out at like 7.
Probably turn around, come back, wait for a response.
Or worse, you could just stand outside waiting. It won't be long. You guys can go at 9 instead of 8. Like, not a big deal.
I mean, yeah, we just had this long talk. I feel like it's been a while.
Yeah, exactly, right. As they come back, they sort of look at you all and everything all right. You can see they're in quite high spirits and have had a few drinks.
I think it's gonna be good, but the 4 of us are going out one more time tonight.
She looks at you and there was a boy who wasn't going with you tomorrow, as well as Emily. We we'll look after him too while you're gone.
Thank you.
What about Jack?
He'll probably insist on coming, and even if I said no, he'd probably still end up there anyway.
Great. She looks really relieved. Yeah, cool. You 4 can head out to Hallowed Gardens. I went to play some music, and what it suggested was Goblin Hideout. I think I'll stop that and pick something a little more appropriate.
Wait, can we hear it like a little bit? Just
yeah, I don't even know what it was. I pressed play on
Is it
Gentle
dramatic?
Travel, and it tried to play this.
This is perfect.
got war drums in this. Okay.
Okay, you head over to the Hallowed Gardens. You spread out in front of the gate, a line of 4, and then suddenly you become a 3. As one steps in front of the others. She passes through the gate, past the guards, and up towards the door of what was once her family home, and will soon become closed to her forever. Dinari, you're home. What do you want to do?
Probably first thing I do is actually probably escort the group over to this, like, there's of course like a willow tree that's kind of in the center of the gardens, I think Weary and I had a little bit of a chat there before, but it's kind of like pushed up against the trunk and like some of these big roots. There's like a little section that's like meant to be like lived in a little bit. Like it's got a blanket down. It's got a couple alchemy books there. It's got a dragon chest set nearby, and it's just like very much looks like the spot that she probably spends a lot of time in. Just saying just like this is kind of the most, I guess, comfortable place that you guys can stay for now.
You sure you don't want us any closer, just in case?
I mean, I could always take. William, you had you found a cat. You made a cat.
I was literally just thinking this. I swear to God, Bumpkin, I was literally just thinking I could just spy on this conversation.
No, I've been
with a familiar.
I've been thinking about ways to get myself to have that cat for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I can summon Shadow.
Pirates remembering that's the first time you called him Mr. Fuzzy Face. Just Shadow.
That's his government name. Yeah, but I will summon him next to us.
It's ironic because you also have a spell called Call Shadow, which doesn't summon Shadow at all, does it? No.
His older brother.
Yeah. Are you going to try and have this cat sort of just slip in alongside you, Dinari?
Not really being, I guess, too covert about it. Like, if this cat is propped up, on the back of my shoulders, yeah.
Cool.
Cat's a cat.
I'll tell Shadow to do so. And
Okay.
He's very, even though he looks like he's made out of pure shadow, kind of as well, but he's quite soft and fluffy.
Yep. Cool. Dinari, as you approach your family home, the lights are on.
I'll knock. I guess.
Your father opens the door, and well, you've missed dinner. Your mother cooked your meal.
You didn't tell me when to be back.
Your mother sort of... Oh, we gave you 3 days. It's only been 2. I only cooked... In case. Have you put your affairs in order?
To a degree. I guess there's just one glaring hole left.
Oh. Your father left you. I thought you'd finished your business before you'd come and stay for good. Is this glaring hole something you need our help with?
This itself is the last thing.
Your father looks a little confused. What's that supposed to mean? Your mother purposely turns away to where she was cleaning the dishes. And you hear sort of a little clank and as she's not being particularly gentle in the sink. Speak your mind, girl.
Come in fully, close the door, look over to her and say, I need you to look at me while I say this. There's no more talking behind your back again.
Right. Your mother turns and, is it about this animal you've brought into the house?
No. It's about the two of you.
2 of us. Your father sort of stands from the table and sort of stands behind his chair. Your mother moves over to stand behind her chair, and your mother gestures and says, well, sit down and tell us then. There's very much a sense of they put themselves at a height and put you lower down to take that sort of sense of superiority.
Mm-hmm. Still, take the seat. I guess I'll ask Shadow more to sit in my lap so I can kind of pet them. Like a self-soothing a little bit.
That's going to feel weird for William, but go ahead.
I don't think I feel.
No, you don't, do you? You just see and hear. You don't feel.
No, but I would have told Shadow before Dinari left to follow her.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So the cat sits in your lap, giving William sort of just the very edge of a little envelope for you over the edge of the table. But yeah, as your father sort of looks down at you and just says, "Well, speak then. What's your problem?"
Not my problem. The problem is yours. I need you guys to find a way to run this place without me. I need you to be...
As if we can't manage without you, like we didn't manage without you while you absconded on your adventures.
Then this next little while shouldn't be a problem at all, should it?
You're abandoning your responsibilities and your duties.
No.
What about when your mother gets old? Will you be back by then to look after her when it suits you?
It depends on you. If I leave this door again, you gonna let me back in?
There's a long, lengthy silence, and then you hear two answers at once. Your father says, "Not a chance," and your mother says, "It depends on the nature of your return."
I'll look to her more and I'll just say, elaborate. Speak your mind.
Your father sort of looks to her as if to say, like, "Go on, I dare you." But she sort of shrugs her shoulders. She's no meek woman. She looks to him and says, "If our daughter is going to leave either way, if she needs time to, whatever it is, find herself, or whatever it is the children say these days, if she needs time to try and futilely find whatever point she can out there in the wide world, and she finds who she is and returns to the family to run the family business as we grow old, then the door could be left open."
So
What do you
the door
need?
is only left open
A year?
on the opportunity that I come back and serve your purposes again?
Don't say serve our purposes, dear. It's not... take up your responsibilities. Fulfill your duties as part of this family that has sheltered you, that has raised you. Your father goes on to say, "It is exactly what we would expect. Yes, but that is only what is repaid in gratitude for what has already been given you. An education, a life, a shelter. Do you not think we've given you enough to warrant your services, as you so put it, if you are to make this a transaction?"
I am trying so hard to make sure that this conversation does not devolve into the screaming matches that they always have been for this long.
So what's the crux of it? You want to leave, but you want us to remain ready and eager for your return with a place for you in the family business?
No, I don't want our relationship to be transactional. And that's exactly what you've turned this into. What do you mean? You had a kid, and you think that housing them and feeding them and teaching them is something other than the bare minimum?
All children work when they can in return for their families. Your mother sort of speaks over him, and we did what we could. And in return, we expected your aid in the family home. Is that so much to ask?
It's not what you expect. I guess it's more what you didn't expect, huh? Do you ever think that maybe someone outside of this house could want to be around me, or someone else would need
Of
me more
course.
than you? What if I needed myself more than you?
Your father says, what is that supposed to mean? And your mother says, so you want to leave for good, but come back and visit, and be part of the family, but not remain here. You're done with the family business. You want to find your own life elsewhere? Have you found a man?
God, no.
Two of them, actually.
No.
She looks up. Or a woman.
Still one, but also still no.
Sorry, James. She's not smiling. James is amused by your response. She looks at you and turns to your father and says, did I not once do the same? Did I not change my path in life to find a different one? Is that not how we came by our life together? I know you wanted a son to follow in the family business, but I would not forsake my daughter for wanting something different. He turns around and says, you would not forsake our daughter for stabbing you in the back. Weak-hearted woman. So you wish to abandon us, but visit us when it meets your fancy. Is that it? Head off on your adventures, swing your sword about like some sort of wildcat, and then you'll just roll on back in here in a new set of armor, new weapons at your hip, and expect us just to have dinner ready on the table. And your mother says, like you've ever produced dinner anyway.
If all you are ever going to view my return to this house as being just me crawling back just to get your good graces, then maybe it's best I don't come back at all.
You'll come back whenever you want, and the door will be open. Whether your father is still in the house is another question. Your mother steps forward and she sort of walks around the table to you and puts her arm on your shoulder, sort of almost standing behind you as a guardian, like she did when you were young, and children that were not tieflings confronted you. This has gone on long enough. The way you left us last time, Dinari, was unacceptable. And your note broke my heart. And she sort of tilts her head up towards your father and says, but she came and gave us the truth. If you cannot accept that, then I don't know why I married you. She's our daughter. Your father sort of looks sternly across and... I will have to think about this. And he walks out the door. Your mother sits down opposite you and says, he can think what he likes, but my door will be open for you.
It's not just yours. It's his.
If my door moves and he does not come with me, my door will always be open to you. We're fighters, Dinari.
For what I said.
Good. Perhaps you might send some less upsetting notes during our travels.
Sorry, wait, all you have to say is good? You don't have anything else that you want to say too?
She looks at you very sternly. wish me to apologize?
If only it'd be sincere.
I can only apologize for that which I'm sorry. I am sorry that you felt that if you left you could not return. I am sorry that I did not take a harsher stance with your father. She looks at you for a long time in silence. I'm sorry if you felt mistreated.
What he said to me, calling me cynical, selfish, and spineless. When you didn't nip that in the bud in that moment, it felt like you didn't do so because you also thought part of it is right.
Dinari, I think you are being selfish, but there comes a time when everyone has to be. Yes, I thought you had a duty to us. I see now that I was wrong. You should do what is good for you. You have never been spineless. I'm sorry I could not stand up to him then.
Feeling sorry about how I feel isn't an apology at all. Maybe all of us just don't have the words right now to express sincere apologies. And maybe that is something that we will all figure out on our own in due time.
Sorry is not something that comes easily to me. I can do better. In time. Wherever I am, my door will be open to you. And if it's a letter from afar, a visit for a lunch, or you need a place to stay for the rest of your life, it doesn't matter. I would welcome it all.
I will not say goodbye to you or Father again until I am meant to. But I will say farewell for now.
Travel safe. I hope you find happiness. And she sort of grips your shoulder really tightly and then reaches down and unbuckles from her belt her work knife. And she presses it into your hands and says, You'll do better than we ever did. She lets go of your shoulder and walks over to the dishes. I don't think your father will return this night.
I'll go find him. He
That
deserves a farewell too.
That is your choice, but the next time you return, he will have changed his mind.
It's like you're hearing me and you're not. I'm telling you, you two need to be prepared if there is no next time.
You won't, right?
You guarantee any letter that I get won't get thrown to the fireplace if the wrong person sees it first?
Yes. Yes, I can. Only one of us is the fighter.
You're speaking with a lot of bravery, but I know you love him.
And I love you more. And she sort of moves out, turns back from the washing up and looks at you directly and says, "You are my child. The most precious thing to me in the world." You eat well.
Much of an appetite today, but don't worry.
You be careful of men. Especially the ones that steal your heart.
Okay.
And she sort of clatters in the sink and goes quiet for a long while. And
you know, my friends are outside. I want to take some time to chat to the people that I've grown close to for the last little while. They're at my usual spot.
I'm glad you found good friends.
I got lucky. Stupidly lucky.
She says nothing more.
I will leave the tart on the table.
You leave with Shadow on your shoulders?
Yeah.
As soon as you walk out the door, you will hear the sound of an axe thudding into a tree. You know that's where your father is.
I thought we just
Please
witnessed a
tell me he's-
murder. I was like, whoa!
Dinari's mom with the axe in the doorway. Please tell me that my father's not chopping down that willow tree.
No, just a small tree out the back that was grown for lumber. He's cutting firewood. It's an angry chopping, but it's not a willow tree. I think a tree. I nearly called Anivari a trees. I think Anivari would scare him off.
I'll take up another piece and take out my axe and just start working as well.
Put that down.
No.
You're stubborn as your mother.
That was always a good thing. I guess until it went against what you wanted, huh?
He thunks his axe into the ground. So you're leaving?
I am.
Do you intend to return at all?
I don't know yet. Didn't really get a good impression from our conversation before that it would be greeted with open arms. If you're only ever going to see me coming back as me trying to get back into your good graces and kneel at your feet and kiss your shoes, it's not that I don't want to come back, but it's just that the conversation's demonstrated that it's better if I don't.
He stares at the ground in front of you for a long period of time. Looks at you a couple of times when he thinks you're not looking at him.
You know, I've put what you taught me to good use.
That was never in doubt.
No, but what was in doubt is how it could be applied outside of the cemetery. And I found a way.
Oh?
Does that
Go
make
on.
you feel better?
You're always a good student. You're always bright.
Can you trust me that in making this decision, I'm still doing so? Am I being, at least being smart about this?
I have absolutely no doubt that you are doing what is right for you. I would rather have some of you than none of you. I cannot say I'm not angry or sad. I cannot say that I do not wish things were different. But we will never turn you away from our door. And He hesitates and breathes heavily for a moment. I will always be glad to see you return.
You know, this is the kindest exchange that we've had in years.
The days you have been gone, your mother has blamed me. At first I was angry. I'm still angry.
I wouldn't
she
expect
is
you to do
right.
anything different.
My anger drove you from our door. I was at fault. I cannot undo that now.
I am at fault too. I'm not the only one that spat vitriol at you. To be honest, we feel the exact same way. Anger, sadness, guilt. We needed to feel this.
I will never be I will never be ready for you to leave, Dinari. But I will always be ready for you to come back. He turns for a moment and he puts his hand out, sort of. In a way, it feels a bit like the ultimate rejection as he puts it out for a handshake. And says, "Until next time."
Sorry, just before I proceed, ultimate rejection?
To me, for him to reach out for a handshake when it could have been a hug, when it could have been a gesture of actual familiarity, almost this formality is this sort of... He gives you this handshake and this "until next time," and it reminds you of the way in which he has seen off clients.
I guess there's always been a little bit of a corporate aspect to that relationship.
Yeah, that standoffish sort of moment is... You realize that at one moment it doesn't feel like it did when your mother told you she loved you and wished you well, but at the same time, it's probably as good as he can do.
Yeah, then I'll return it in kind. I said this to Mother before, but you probably saw them on your way here. My friends are here.
Yes.
Okay.
I am glad you found them.
They're more than just people I, putting it in your own words, went on vacation with.
I've had friends, Dinari.
Hmm?
I have had friends, Dinari. Few. I know what it means.
Sorry, well, these ones are just my first.
Give me an insight check.
Hold on.
They're not your friends, really.
All of them are just
They're in your imagination. You've never left. Can you imagine what a cook that'd be?
It was all a dream. I think I'm gonna pop Pyrus's gifted D8 into this as well.
Love that.
Sweet.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, I never actually clicked the buttons to put them on the screen. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. That sounds like a Zadocus phrase, doesn't it?
It was insight?
Yeah.
Cool. Natural 20.
Didn't need the card at all. You know you can roll and then add the card, by the way. It's that way round, so I'm going to pass that back. A natural 20 is a natural 20.
I just wanted to find like a really fun time to use that D8. So 20, 21.
Yeah. Well, nat 20 is a nat 20. Crit success. You get the best result possible, always.
Yeah.
As you say, they're my first, you see just bleed through a moment of real sadness from your father. When his eyes harden again, it's sort of... Well, we've always had to fight for our place in this world. I'm glad you found some who know not to judge a book by its cover. I'm sure you are worthy of their friendship. I hope they are worthy of yours.
I'm not entirely happy for the fact that I need to leave, but I am happy, at least to some degree, that this is the note that we're leaving on. Did you imagine if the last thing that we'd said was what happened inside the house?
He lets out a big sigh. He turns, he takes up his axe, puts the next piece of firewood down, and chops it. Very quietly, you hear, I'm glad to. He can't look you in the eye when he says it, but he does admit it.
As I pass by, I'll give him just 2 taps on the shoulder. I wonder if there's anything back in the house that I should be looking to take.
I think Dinari probably practically took everything she needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Realistically, you are returning to Durbin in 2 days. If you've forgotten anything, you can always let me know. Okay. You can head back to your friends. I think at this point Shadow probably jumps off your shoulder and leads the way to William.
Yeah, sure.
A handshake? Really, William? You sure you saw that right?
What
You could
else
see
could
that?
What else could I have?
You're back.
You saw... Hold on. You've seen that? You saw... You watched... You saw...
I
You
thought
saw?
I thought that's what you
could
wanted, for us to be able to be there for you. Is that not what you wanted?
No! Well, I know, like, you made a cat and the cat can see, but I didn't know that you could cat and see.
Why else did you want it with you?
Because it's a nice cat. It was gonna be hard and I wanted a cat.
Well, I'm glad that it worked out.
Okay.
If it makes you feel any better, I was fighting your corner all the way over here.
My cheeks are getting, like, burgundy with the realization that not only that you saw everything, but also with what Anivari said that everyone...
You've been relaying it, yeah, every word.
Yeah.
He's giving her a handshake. She's going in for a hug. She's doing the dishes. You know, like, just imagine William just commentating as it goes. In Spectacular Freedom Chaser's form, I predicted the very next thing he would do, and after 3 hours, we didn't get there. And we will come to the
Can we go
timeless.
back and long rest, though? Can we do that?
Yeah,
'Cause
you
I'm
can.
so tired.
It's true. Anivari's had an exhaustion. You can give me a con save against exhaustion, Anivari, to see if you've been 48. I'm kidding. You can give me your card. You can deal it out.
I love the idea of coming back and Anivari's just like...
Yeah, you guys can take a long rest. The following morning, Zadicus will arrive to take you to Senmar. I'll change the episode title to, I don't know, Confronting the Grimmeths or something. There is no +3 weapon under her bed, Pyrus. Regardless. We're coming to the time of traditional MVPs. I have a list so fucking long. So I'm going to go last today. We'll start with Jack.
Yeah, I have a couple, but I'll just go with...
Go with a couple. That's fine. There's so many today.
Yeah. I'll go with the no's have it. The gnome saying, "Ma'am, you're under no threat here. You can doff your armor." No. Dinari's father with the chop in the tree, saying to Dinari, "Put that down." And Dinari going, "No." Like mirroring each other.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It was beautiful.
Very good moments.
Yeah. Josh.
I mean, those are great moments. I really enjoyed the conversation with all of us, kind of, trying to give Dinari this pep talk and encouragement, and I also really enjoyed the then conversations she had with her parents. It was clearly very important to her character to get all of it out, even if it was difficult for her to get to that position, to get to that point. And it was quite nice that it wasn't just wrapped up in a bow. It's not a perfect relationship now that they've had that conversation. There's still work that needs to be done, but it's better than what it was. And William would have told her that he was proud of her if we didn't end so quickly.
I appreciate that. Bumpkin.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna toot my own horn this episode.
Toot it.
No. Funny enough, actually, the No Saga was the main thing that I had on my mind. And thank you also to Jack for pointing out. I didn't even realize that I had mirrored that in the moment. I just really liked. If it was, I don't know if. Elora, was it intentional? Like after the first no, to keep doing like all the no's?
I mean,
there's so many.
Not really, but also just to Jackdaw, just be like, no. Just getting used to it.
Yeah. God, I love seeing that so much.
I did also like the chorus of no's when I said Jackdaw reaches for the wine, and three of you went no, which was really good. Elora.
I mean, obviously, every conversation that Dinari had this whole entire episode. I will also give a little one too. The ship was upside down. And Dinari coming back. You guys can see that?
Yeah, absolutely.
That she left us all here, and then William just went completely blank and started viewing through the cat's eyes, and we were like, "What's happening?"
I had a few, but Pyrus has stolen a couple of them, so I'll give them from Pyrus first, who said, Dinari saying, "What's your tone?" to William when he spoke about when he called your father was a dick. That was one of the main ones. I really liked that. Weary saying, "Do you feel like the way he sees you is more true than the way you see yourself?" Was interesting. Anivari saying, "We'd stand there if you wanted us to in the line of fire." I actually gave out inspiration for Anivari saying we'd stand there if you wanted to. I gave out an inspiration to William when Dinari was on the sofa talking about her story, and William sort of in the process of we could offer you a mediator, etc., or you could get a mediator and stuff, but just his I don't know if I'm reading more into this than is fair, but I could see he wants no reconciliation with his own family, but could still, and you could see he was drawing from parents can be dicks, parents or not, they're dicks, but still wanting you to get reconciliation because it's what you wanted. That's how it felt. I don't know if that's true.
You're definitely not reading too much into it. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't see reconciliation with his mom on the table at all. And a lot of his anger for his mom kind of fuels him as a person. And whilst he is then family is not above criticism, a part of him does see that whilst there are issues, they could be a good family, and so is kind of internally fighting for it. And I think that's why when he was looking through Shadow's eyes and he was yelling his counter arguments to the parents, even though they can't hear it.
Yeah.
He's
kind of living vicariously.
Yeah, that's sort of what I was getting at. It's like
Dinari.
it was her victory could be the one that you can't get, right? I did think it was interesting, echoing Weary's sentence. Family always sticks together, which it was really intriguing to see like that foreshadow this. It just not be true for anyone really in this party. But I had a few. I had one more. I mean, first of all, Bumpkin, I gave you an inspiration for. I think the conversation with the parents was difficult for both of us in some ways, and it's difficult to know if I'm portraying it properly. And it's also like it's real, right? In a lot of ways, it's real, and that's really tough. But I thought actually the more impressive thing to me was the way you led the narrative sitting on the sofa back at the house. That was tougher because it's sort of like, here's my backstory, but it's also like in a nuanced tone that allows for conversation with Dinari's feelings, both about it in general, but also in that moment. And I think that you really brought that up brilliantly, like really excellent. And I did give out Anivari for Anivari. I did give out inspiration to Anivari for the line, "We will stand the line of fire," and to Weary for the line, "A wise person once told me you can't use someone else's map to find yourself," which I thought was a beautiful thing. I think you said a wise navigator as well, which was even better. Said you can't use someone else's map to find yourself, which I thought was beautiful. But I've also just got some really silly ones. Dinari bringing up the 2% tip. The only thing you brought to this party is the weight of your corpse on my shoulders. Josh saying that he's named himself Solon because he's a fan of the culture, which just still cracks me up. Also, everybody saying, thank you, and then Josh just sitting back and going, "You're all welcome." And then also, just at the end, you misspoke, Bumpkin, and it was hilarious. You were trying to say, "I didn't know you could see through the eyes of the cat," but what you said is, "I knew that you made a cat, and I knew that it could see, but I didn't know you could cat." Which is I had the line and it was beautiful. "I did not know you could cat" was just such a sentence. And that proper cracked me up. Cat C. Okay, I didn't hear the C, but I just said, "I didn't know you could cat." One episode. We'll make it a Senmar next time, maybe. I don't know, who knows. But in the meantime, that is where we're going to end. If you guys would like to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
We shall see you soon.